A very good morning. It's Mark here, Wednesday, December the 10th, going on 8 a.m. Eastern. That's going on 1 p.m. GMT. US session about to get underway. And let's have a look how the markets stand going into a day where we have two really big announcements coming up. We've got the Bank of Canada interest rate decision, and that is at 9:45 Eastern. That's 2:45 GMT, where the expectation or consensus is that rates will be held at the current 2.25%. Anything other than what's expected would have a drastic, I think, effect on the market and on the Canadian dollar. And then the big one is at 2 p.m. this afternoon Eastern, at 7 p.m. GMT. We've got the Fed announcement where the consensus is for a 25 basis point rate cut. We'll see how that plays out and how the market reacts to that expected cut. Let's have a look at the US dollar index. There you can see still comfortable within this sideways range for now. I've got support at 98.64. I've got resistance at 98.89, sitting in this tight range. Red candlestick, US dollar index sold off slightly during the European session. We'll see whether that can be maintained once the US session gets underway now, or if we get a follow-up from yesterday's two green candlesticks demand for the US dollar and buyers test the 98.89 resistance area. I wouldn't be surprised to see the market pretty flat going into the Fed announcement later. Let's have a look at the S&P. We're an hour and a half away from Wall Street opening up. And as you can see in pre-market trading in the futures market, US dollar, S&P index, certainly demand on the equity side. I've got support at 6,845. I've got resistance at 6,915 already. We'll see whether that continues and can be maintained during the US session and once Wall Street opens up, or if buyers do step in and look to test or challenge the strong support here at 6,845. Once again, could be some nervousness going into Fed uh, the Fed announcement this afternoon. Let's have a look at how gold sits this morning. Sitting right around that 4,200 level. Look how long it's been sitting in that level. EMAs running alongside one another, parallel, neither buyers nor sellers making a move to get out of this tight range. Support at 4,185. I've got resistance at 4,218. Sitting nervously, I think, waiting, anticipating the Fed decision. If we see weak US dollar following the expected rate cut, I think that could be a trigger for gold to possibly get out of this 4,200 level, look higher, maybe at the 4,300. If we're going to see strong US dollar coming out of the Fed announcement, sellers may then test this level, which is held for now at 4,185. Let's have a look at Brent oil. It's sold off the last 2 days. And even the bigger picture, you can see the descending trend line is very much in place. Today, I've got support at 61.80, a support level that has held strong. Sellers haven't been able to maintain below this $62. You see all the wicks that's left behind. It's bounced off that support again today. I've got resistance at 62.30. EMAs have crossed over following the last 2 days of sell-off. We'll see whether there is a push below this support level. And if sellers do step in, break below the support level, the next level on the downside will be the $60 level. If buyers step in, of course, we'll be looking up at this resistance, 62.30, and looking back at the $63 or higher, and possibly come up and test this descending trend line. Let's have a look at Bitcoin. We had three days of green candlesticks, higher highs, higher lows. EMAs pointed to the upside. Today, pretty flat, hanging around the close from yesterday. Tight range today. I've got support at 91.7 thousand and I have resistance at 93.1 thousand. You can see it's really tight, hang around this resistance area. Has a bit of a bullish feel to me, possibly maybe even sentiment turning slightly to the upside. You can see the ascending trend line. If it does come down, it'll be interesting to see if buyers do step in here and if buyers can get above this 92, 93,000 area, get back up to 94,000 or higher and recoup some of the losses we saw from October and November. Good trading today. Keep that discipline, and I will see you at the end of day session.